Hello, in this video, I'm gonna be testing out the FENIX Airbus 320 on a gusty crosswind landing into El Paso. Gonna be leaving the auto thrust on, um, and we're gonna be Airborne Geek says game over. Interesting. So I don't even know what to say to that. So there, it's oh well, much to my chagrin, I think I might have to modify the title of the video. It's not gusting crosswind to 30 knots anymore. The last time I checked the METAR, it was 280 at 16 gust 30 knots. So let me just check another METAR source. I don't know where this thing is getting its data from. Yeah, so well, El Paso shows 290 at 220 gust 27 knots. In the digital data service website, the aviationweather.gov. So I'm going to go with that information. Let me see. So this one appears to be taken from another source, which I'm not sure where. Uh, so um, going to be filling in these details. Speed error at Beaver. So let me see that. I'm going to go direct to the next waypoint, Beaver, and then sort that out as well. Gonna be landing runway 22, so gonna be putting in 3010. We have the temperature 10 degrees centigrade, and I'm gonna put this 280 or 290 at 20 knots. It's gonna be a crosswind of about like 20 knots, gusting to about 30 knots. So we're gonna be flying the entire thing manually. I don't trust the autopilot enough to fly that crosswind approach. So, what about the cloud layers? We just have overcast flight level 110 or 11,000 feet. I don't see nothing of that sort, so that's kind of weird. So there's a bit of a weather bug as well. It looks like. So I'm gonna keep descending. Getting more drag. El Paso is 4,000 feet. We're gonna open up. Let me just open up the approach chart. See if I can get an RNAV approach into runway 22. That's probably something which I'd like to do. Yeah, RNAV approach into runway 22 is available. So, but I'm not sure if I want to do that at this late stage. You know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna go RNAV. I'm gonna leave it at the ILS runway 22. Alright, gonna set it down like 7,000. Lights on. Let me see this. Activate approach phase. Set speed managed. Flaps 1 gonna be coming out soon. Flap 1. So we're gonna be getting the winds from the western side, so we're gonna be pointing nose into the wind. Then I think it's gonna be rudder correction to the left. So just preparing for that. Approach. Log stack.
$2,500.
2 gear down. Spotters armed. Flap 3. We got the missed approach altitude 7,300. 7,300 is set. Flap full. And so we got a little bit of a gusting wind from the west side from 258, about 25 knots, gusting between 20 and 25 knots. Just gonna take a look at that wind closely. Gonna get rid of the autopilot. Gonna leave the auto throttle on, or the auto thrust on. So,
1,000.
just gonna get the glide slope system. This was such a bad idea. Yeah, I should have done that correction long ago because the approach is having us a little bit too high already, I feel. Oh,
500.
a bit of a headwind.
$100 above. Minimum.
Whoa, that's crazy. Oh my god, that's a lot of gust. So the wind suddenly changed into a crosswind. That's insane.
100.
Auto throttle handled it pretty decently, but it's like it's giving
50,
me a lot of sync rate.
40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Oh, whoa, that was yeah, that was difficult. I'm gonna give this another go. That just pushed us into the ground.
10.
I'm gonna give this another try. Gonna do a short final approach now. Gonna make a right turn and then come back down for a circling approach. So that thing, gonna get the gear up. So the flare that I tried had hardly any effect, so I need to look at my side stick movements once again, but the flare that I did barely had any effect at all, so that was really interesting. It just flopped me right into the ground. So flap 1. Gonna climb all the way up to 7,000. Gonna go into the nav mode, open climb. Yeah, that reaction's warranted. Let me just check that landing rate. How badly did I flop it down? 480 feet per minute. That was the landing rate. 480. So that was like definitely a very hard touchdown. So if I say so myself. Uh, Gonna go to the VOR. So from what I saw, the auto thrust did hold up pretty decently. I might have to look at the video again. Was wondering what you think about it, because to me, when that sudden gust of wind came, when it changed from a 20 knot headwind to a 20 knot crosswind with some gusts. So when that change of wind direction happened, the speed was maintained. It didn't go. Um, it didn't. I believe when the wind, you lose that wind component, you can lose the speed. So it didn't happen. So um, I didn't just fall out of the sky when in that moment. But then I think my flare was a bit late in that situation. So that's probably something, you know. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get us all the way down to 6100. Or wait, what was the restriction for that? 5100. So 5100. Gonna go heading select. Vertical speed. And I'm gonna switch over to the activate approach phase. Gonna do this like a short final for like 2-mile final or something like that. Yeah. So was there? the thing is that the bump and thrust was the response was pretty good, right? So the thing, what I've seen in the A320 is that it does go from to idle to toga does take a lot of time for the thrust to develop, but say 50% N1 or the approach thrust all the way up to like 80%, that doesn't take too long. So that's in that way it's kind of similar to the CFM56 on the Boeing, right? I mean, essentially they are the same engine. So um, uh, the condition to go from 20% to 45, 50% N1 takes way longer than 50% to 90%. So I'm not sure about the speed response, but the thrust response did seem pretty reasonable. I don't know.
2,500.
Okay, Loke, GS, flap 2. Spoiler. You know what? I'm actually gonna go auto brake low on this one. Long runway. Hoping to get about 300 feet per minute on this landing at least, because that's reasonable for such a high crosswind and gusting conditions. But anything higher, I'm actually gonna be disappointed. Not gonna lie. Flap full, gear down. So what's my approach speed? Approach speed 134. So the FMS is automatically managing the speed for me, just bleeding it off just slow enough so that the glide slope and everything is good. And I think it also depends on the prevailing headwind. So since the headwind component is a bit high, it's given me that higher clearance from VREF, which is supposed to be like about 5 knots lower. Yeah, so I think targeting 130 would be a good idea if this gust was not there. A 20 knot headwind means that above your VLS you need to add like 15, 20 knots, right? So I'm not sure how it is in the Airbus, but in the Boeing it's like that. Yeah, now it's like bleeding it off to 139. Okay, I'm just gonna go manual again.
$1,000.
Switch it to ND. Gonna be expecting that change in winds anytime soon. Anytime now. It's gonna happen. There it is. No, it's not there yet. So I think the speed management logic on the system is actually pretty realistic, but I'm not sure if the dynamics of the sim allows for that. Crosswinds are gonna come anytime right now. Happens at 300 feet as far as I remember.
$100 above.
Not yet, okay.
Minimum.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
$100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Woo! I was just try to get back on the runway, center line. What was that landing rate like? I mean, on the center line was kind of horrible, but let me at least look at the landing rate. 129, not bad. So since I was expecting that gust, I guess I was a bit more prepared. Um, we did so I didn't know I did keep an eye on the PFD for this time. Did lose about 10 knots there when that headwind just shifted. So, but yeah, I think I need to fine tune a little bit on the rudder. Um, the way I didn't decrab well enough, I guess, over there as well. So quite a few learnings there, but the landing was I guess half decent. The rollout was absolute dog shit. So that's something. But the auto thrust is kind of weird. I'm still getting used to it. The TOLIS behaves a little bit differently, so it takes a bit of getting used to, I guess. Yeah, pretty good for the crosswind. Yep, true, true. It's gonna be a fast taxi in to the runway, so to the taxiway. So let me just get these lights off. Rudder's too sensitive. Yeah, yeah, kind of. So it's like if I kept the sensitivity at -50. So at this time, I think it's part to do with my inputs as well. It was kind of weird. So I think when I look back at it, I just gave a lot of right rudder as well, not just left rudder to decrab, because I was off the center line to the right side, I mean left side, so I wanted to correct that as well. But then when I went right rudder, the crosswind effect kind of blew me further right, I guess. So, um, but yeah, overall I'd say pretty decent. The second attempt was good. This landing was actually one of my favorite, because of all the gusts. And this airport has atrocious ground markings. Um, yeah, we need some good handcrafted scenery or something, for El Paso. Like the jetways from GSX, but apart from that, nothing else is good about it. Anyways, I'm going to be ending the stream here. Thank you so much.